Hey internet, so today I have a haul video for you, but it's not a sticker haul, it is a Hobonichi Techo haul. And I'm just trying to see if I can fit this into the frame. No, I can't, but this is the package that arrived. It came about a week ago, but I didn't want to open it until I could film this haul video, so it would feel a little bit more authentic because I haven't seen anything in it. So I'm going to take this wrapping off and see what's inside. Okay, so I've taken everything out, and I think if Violet was a Hobonichi fan, she would love the color scheme this year because the box is pink. I feel like every year they have a different color. I think the last couple, I can't even remember the last couple years. I've been ordering since 2015, so it changes each year, but you get this little booklet. As you can see, it says Hobonichi Techo 2017. So these are all the planners I purchased technically for next year, but I like to order them early because usually the new releases come out on the 1st of September, and I find that if I wait too long, sometimes the covers that I want go out of stock. So I thought, why not? It'll give me a good excuse to plan ahead and see how I want to use all these planners. I'm going to open the box. And this is pretty much what's inside. So I think they're all nicely stacked, well packaged, lots of padding. So I will take this off the table and I will go through each one separately. So I managed to order 4 planners, which I know seems really obsessive. It sounds obsessive and excessive at the same time, so both. But I really loved these planners, and I have a purpose for each one, so I'm just gonna leave that and justify it that way because that's the only way I can justify purchasing this many planners from one brand. So the first planner I wanted to show you is the Weeks planner, and I'm gonna be honest, I purchased this because of the little cat faces. It's just too cute. Yeah, it's adorable. So I'm just gonna open this up. So everything's opened up and it looks so much nicer out of the packaging. It's a hard cover, pretty hard. I mean, it's still not like totally hard, pretty flexible. It's all fabric with a little cat face on it, although upon closer inspection, you may see that the cats kind of look they look a little like pigs. I don't know why. It's not like they have a snout, but there's just something about it that makes them look a little bit like little pigs. But that's okay, because I love animals. They're so cute. So the reason I like the hard covers is because, and you're not going to see it here because it's still a fresh planner, it allows the planner to kind of sit a little bit more flat. I ordered a very soft fabric planner last year and it would constantly just flip closed and I could barely get it open to write in, so I found that really irritating. So this year I wanted to make sure that I got a hard cover because I think that was the main difference. It is still going to initially close, but I think once you break the spine in, it should be okay. So hopefully that will work out. With every Hobonichi planner you will always get a 3-color pen, and this year they change the colors of these each year as well, and it always says Hobonichi Techo and then the year you purchased it in or the year it's intended for. So I think last year they had a yellow one, which I can't find now. I usually have them on my desk, but they have like a bright floral yellow, kind of like this color, and then the year before that they had kind of a tanned color that looked like the most conservative one. So I don't have that here because I actually store it at work because I use that as my work pen. I really love the quality of these pens. They are so good, and I've been told by you guys that it's actually the same ink and company as my beloved Uni Jetstream. So, and you can see Uni right there as well. So it is the same company. However, these pens are 0.5 and I prefer 0.3. So that would be the only difference. But I mean, it is pretty marginal. And when I'm at work, I don't mind the thickness of my pens at all. So I think these are great. I still love them. I still keep all of them because they're still very functional pens, very versatile. So definitely good quality pens there. And of course, they write extremely well in all the Hobonichis. So in this one you get a little, in the Weeks planner you get a little pocket, which I usually just stick at the back here, and then you can store little cards or pamphlets. And I don't know, I'll have to check if all planners come with this, but this one came with the railway map for Japan, which is going to be great because I am actually going to Japan next year for a couple weeks, so this actually is going to prove very useful. And then you get this little book that gives you examples on how you can use your planner. I think that's what it is. My Japanese isn't perfect, but yeah, there it gives you like little examples on how best to use your planner and suggestions. So that's really, really useful. I'm hoping that this particular planner will work best as my carry around planner. I'm still tossing up between this and the Midori planner because I kind of love both. I love that they're long and you can write on them. So I'm going to have a corresponding blog post to this, and then later in the week I'm actually going to do a more in-depth blog post as to how I intend to use each of the planners, so I won't get into too much detail in this video. So that's the first planner. So the next one I got is known as the Avec planner. It's basically the A6 size, which is the original size, except separated into 2 books. So I just wanted to quickly show you that each of the planners, not the week's planner, but each of the A6 and the A5 planners will come with this little gift with purchase, I suppose, where you get your pen and you get, well, I'm not sure what this is. I'm going to open this up and have a play at what this piece of toast is. Well, this is the little piece of toast. It actually seems like a small plate, so I think you could just store like trinkets, maybe like your tweezers or something. I don't know. It's a cute idea. I don't see this being terribly functional for me because it's not really my style of choice, but it's cute. I think I might not open the other ones so I can give them to people, see if they'd be interested, but it's a cute idea. It's a, I don't know, very Hobonichi-esque. So in the Avec planners, you do get the little booklet as well. It teaches you how to use it. There's this little note, and then as you can see, it's the year split into 2 books, so you've got your Jan to June and July to December for 2017. And I'm not sure, actually, I never even flipped through the weeks, so I guess I'll quickly show you what the style is like in the weeks. You can see this on the website, but I'll go through it here anyways. You can have your month-on-month view, which I really like, and then the one thing I really like about the weeks planner is that you have your week-on-week view. Just your week view. So you've got your week here, and then you've got some grid paper here just to take notes for the week. And that's the style I find has worked really well with me in my general planning, because it just helps me sketch out, say, especially this sort of planning works really well for my day job because I can write down things I need to remember and then just any additional notes. It's not great for, say, everything I do at work. I have a separate notebook because I do take a lot of notes when I'm in meetings, or sometimes I do a lot of, so I work in IT, so I do a lot of like sketching and wireframing and that sort of thing. So sometimes I need just a big notebook to draw that out. So the planners don't work for that purpose, but just for scheduling everything, it works really well. So if you've not seen the A6, it's similar-ish in terms of you get your month-on-month. Instead of your weekly views, you get the whole day, so 1 page per day. And this I found also works really well for me at work, but it would depend, like it usually depends what I'm doing at work. Sometimes if I'm on client sites, this works out a lot better because I have to take so many more notes. But if I'm in between clients or I'm doing internal work, then the other works better. So it's one of the reasons why I like to have multiple planners, so I can switch up depending on what works better. But I think this is ideal, is that you've got your little times here, so you can put appointments down here, you can take notes in this section, and then any key things to remember for the day. However, I will not be using these Avec planners for appointments. I'm actually going to be using these for my daily watercolor journaling, which I think you guys have seen before. Let me just get the one I'm currently using. Okay, this isn't the one I'm currently using, this was last year's, but it did give you a bit more of an idea. So last year I didn't manage to finish the entire journal, but it is still quite chunky regardless of that, and I found it's not as bad now, but I found that as I went through and watercolored, the pages got like crinkly, and so the whole book got thicker and thicker. And I've seen some people where they've watercolored every single day and the book is literally like fans out and you cannot close it. So I thought that's not so good, and I noticed that happening to this year's planner. It's not complete yet, but it was having that same effect. So I thought for next year I would have 2 separate books and I could switch them out, and hopefully if it fans out it won't damage my covers, because these covers can only go so big and I don't really want to hurt these covers because they are quite expensive and I actually really like them. I want to keep them for a very long time. So that is the Avec with the pen. I'll put that aside. So because the next planners I go through are going to automatically come with a pen and your little toast dish, I'm not going to keep showing these, but I'll just leave them here so you can see them. The next one I have is the Hobonichi Techo original. It is pretty much the same as this, but in a full book. I'll just quickly open it up. As usual, comes with this little booklet. I am going to have so many of these booklets later. And then what I love about this is that it just literally, it lies flat already naturally like that. Can you see? That's one thing I really love about the Hobonichi Techo planners. I love that it just lays out and it's not even spiral. I mean, that's one of the reasons I always go spiral, because I love it when it lays flat, but this just does it naturally, which is great. And if you've never tried the Hobonichi planners before and are not familiar with the paper, this is the Tomoe River paper. It is super thin, super thin, very smooth. I personally really like it. I feel like it's really beautiful quality paper. But I know a lot of people hate it because it's very easy to see through. Like, you can already see the printing of the next day through this. So imagine if you're writing anything, you can see it come through the other side. That annoys a lot of people. I know Violet hates that, so I think that's why she doesn't use the Hobonichi Techo planners. That doesn't bother me so much, and I think it's because I tend to be very sporadic. Like, if I'm just writing stuff for work, it doesn't bother me because I don't need it to look pretty. And when I'm watercoloring, I actually kind of like it how it bleeds through each other. So, but that's the one thing. You could use really heavy ink on here and you could see it on the other side, but it actually won't bleed through. This paper is really good at preventing ink from bleeding through, so that's one of the things I really love about it. It's kind of like magic paper. So that is the A6 original. Along with the A6 original, I also bought this weekly planner. It's just kind of a little add-on to it. Basically, it allows you to see a week's view, which I actually really love this because I like seeing what my entire week looks like. So it's a little added extra that this doesn't naturally come with, which really bummed me out when I first bought it because I love this week view. So what I'll usually do is I'll put this into my, usually I'll have a cover and they have slots. So I'll slot this on the right hand side and I'll slot this on the left hand side, so then I can have access to both. So my intention is to try and use this as a work planner that I can write down appointments and take notes and see if I can maybe replace my spiral notebook. I'm not really sure yet, but that is the intention. It doesn't always work out, but we'll see. So I'll put this aside and then I'll get my last planner. So the last planner is the Hobonichi Techo Cousin, which is the largest version of the Hobonichi you can get. It is an A5 size. So to give you some comparison, this is what A6 would look like against it, and this is what the week's planner will look like against it. So it's definitely the largest, but it contains the most in it, not surprisingly. So I'm going to quickly open this up so you can see what's inside of it. You have your, I mean, all of these have these like year views, but what I like is that you can have your 6-month view and you can, oops, I was a little off there. What I like is that you can have a whole 6-month view. So if you've got like birthdays or important things or holidays, things that take up a large chunk of time, you can put that down, which is what I've done this year. And then you can kind of plan out your year, because I'm a huge planner. I love planning everything, which is not a surprise to anybody watching this channel now. So I like mapping out my entire year at the start, just really high level, because I know things change, but it kind of gives me an idea. I'll be like where the public, especially what's great is that I can map out where the public holidays are, so I can see, oh, there's a lot of free weekends here, maybe I'll plan a trip here. Then you get a month on month view, so I can see the entire month, so I can go into a little bit more detail if I want. Then the other thing I really love, which is why I love the Cousin so much, is this week view. So you remembered before I said that I purchased a little add-on just to have this for this A6 version. I love that the A5 version has this. Honestly, if this wasn't so heavy, and it is a little heavy and bulky to carry, this would probably be my go-to planner for all my work, because it's so versatile. You've got your year, you've got your month view, you've got your week view, and then after that you've got your day view. And it's just, it's so much space to work with that you could really store everything you need to do. Like, I could do my day job, I could do my sticker business, I could do blogging, YouTube, personal life, holidays, everything. It would all fit in here because there's just so much room to play with. But it's bulky. And one of the downsides of it is that because the paper is so thin, it means that I find it really hard to be rough with it. Like, I can't just put a bunch of post-it notes in and rip them up, or pencil stuff in and rub it out, because I will say that once you've written something in here in pencil and you try rubbing it out, it damages the paper. It gets kind of wrinkly, so it's very unforgiving. And I've tried also using those friction pens where you can rub that out as well. The paper being as thin as it is doesn't make that easy, so there's a few drawbacks to this. Oh, and of course the other thing, being bound means that it's not very flexible in terms of getting bigger. So if I was to put stickers in this, which I have been using washi tape mostly for the other ones, it does fan out a little, but if I put stickers in, it just would go insane. Like, it just wouldn't work. So that's the downside to having the cousin, but I love it as an actual planner. It has everything that I could ever want in it. So this is the planner that I usually leave at home. It's mostly a pen planner. I'll maybe put some washi tape in it, but it is mostly just pen because that's really all it can fit. But yeah, so those are all the planners I got. And of course, I got a couple of covers to go with it. This is the cover I got for this. It's this nice polka dot cover with blue on the inside. So the color theme is beautiful. And then you get these plastic covers that cover the cover. So it protects this itself. I'm pretty sure these plastic covers come with these covers. Anyways, I'm going to quickly open this up, put it together so you can kind of see how it all works together. Okay, now that I've taken all the plastic off, basically how this works is you just lift up the bookmarks and you just slot the first cover, the front cover into here, and then just bend it back this way. And then you slot the back cover into this. Oops, I think I got two sheets in there. Right, there we go. And that's pretty much how you put the cover on. This is fabric, which for some reason I thought it would be nylon. No, it's fabric. I prefer the nylon. Like the inside, this part here is, oh, this is sticky. I have to clean that later. But this part is nylon, which I really like because it's smooth, and if I was to drop water on it, it'd be fine. But the outside cover is all fabric, which I'm not too happy with. I must have missed it when I was ordering it. But basically you can then put this cover in. I am not a real fan of the covers. So there's this, and there's a little pocket on the outside here that you can store extra stuff in. And then of course the covers, most of them all have these like pockets, which are great for storing cards. So, I mean, the best thing about this sort of stuff is that it works really well as, it can work well as wallets. This is what I love these planners for, that they can be wallets if you need them to be. And sometimes I'll do that if I'm, say, going on a weekend trip or something and I don't need to bring all my wallets, then this will work out great. I'm not a huge fan of this plastic cover for some reason. I usually just like to leave my planners as is because I just think you could feel them. They just feel more organic. But if you're interested, they just have these little pockets here which you just slide the corners into. And the good thing about this is that there's this little flap here at the back so that you can still access your pocket back here. So I don't know if I'll use this. I might, I may not. I'm gonna leave it for now, but this kind of gives you a rough idea as to what it would look like if you had the plastic cover on. And I think I would definitely use the cover, the plastic cover, if I was taking this outside the house, but given it's going to just sit on my desk, I don't know if I really need it. So I just want to show you guys a couple more small things that I got. I got this plastic cover, which you can see, oh, it's much clearer on the camera than it is in real life. This is for my weeks planner, where I just like this whole ponytail and all these pink polka dots and bows. I thought it looked really cute. And then I got another cover here, which it's actually a teal cover, and then the inside is this beautiful watermelon shade, and this is going to be for my Hobonichi Techo original, the A6 full version. I'm going to store it in here. I didn't buy a separate cover for my Avec planners because I love these fabric cases, but the problem is these ones are super expensive on the Hobonichi Techo site. I don't know why. I think it's because this part is supposed to be leather. I'm not sure. I bought this, and I have another one that I've been using this year. It's a white version, and I'm thinking I might just reuse these instead of, I don't really need to keep buying additional covers, but these nylon ones are pretty affordable, but these ones can be like $50 or plus, so I'm not going to bother buying any more of those. I'm just going to reuse it. And then the last thing I got was this little pencil board, which I will store in. Usually I like to use them when I am doing art in this because it helps give me a flat background to work on, and it stops me from seeing what's on the other side if I have something there. So that's the main reason, and it fits perfectly, and then you can bookmark your day as well, as it says today. So yeah, so that's my entire Hobonichi haul. It is quite a lot, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting. If you want me to do a review or go into depth on any of these planners or do an update later on, then be sure to let me know. I did set up a planner blog because I just feel like there's so many things to talk about, and it's not always applicable to YouTube and not always suitable for Instagram. So I feel like a blog is the best place to store that. So I'm going to link that down below if you're interested. But I'm going to write a more in-depth blog post on each of these and why I picked them out and what I intend to use them for. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. This is Celina reporting from my room. Back to you, internet.